let Russ cook was the chant going into last season. And at the beginning of the year, they certainly did that and faded towards the back half there. He still finished as the quarterback 6, 384 completions on 558 attempts, 4,212 yards, 40 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. He ran 83 times for an additional 513 and 2 on the ground. Your thoughts on Russell Wilson?
I think Russell's going to be in that top 5 conversation. And I tell you this, I think with everything that is going against him, again, the disgruntled narrative throughout this offseason, the how many offensive coordinators he's had now, I think that Russ will respond, and I still think that he finishes right around the top 5. I can't decide if I want to put him in the top 5 just yet, because there are guys who will run the football very effectively, that will get fantasy points that way. And he was sacked a lot last year. He's been sacked a lot over the last, his career.
Yeah.
He's been sacked a lot. So if they can figure out some things on that offensive line to make sure that he stays a little bit cleaner, and if they can work some ways where this offense, from what I've been reading, they're going to incorporate jet sweep a lot more. They're going to incorporate the running back passing game. They're going to incorporate some of those a little bit longer middle of the field throws. I think if you incorporate all that, it just leads to people aren't allowed to tee off and get to Russ. So I see Russ finishing right around top 5 range, and I think his ADP right now is way below that. So I still think that Russ can cook.
His ADP right now has him as the quarterback 6 off the board, 58th overall. So his
really?
ADP is kind of right. Yeah, because his ADP is right in line with what you're talking about. I don't know that I'm, gonna buy into the fact that Russ Wilson will be a top 5 quarterback. I will put him outside of that. I'm still working through some of my projections and rankings, and yeah, I can tell you right now he will be outside of that top 5. I have a hard time putting Russell Wilson outside of the top 8 because of his rushing floor that he will provide. Yeah, there's not many quarterbacks out there that are going to run the ball 80 plus times a season for over 500 yards. And that alone is going to put him kind of in that 8 or better type of mix just from how that looks and works. Not to mention the fact that he will go out there and throw the ball for, easily 4,000 yards this year. The thing that may come down a little bit is the touchdowns there, but you can still generally chalk up Russell Wilson for 35 plus touchdowns. So I think when it's all said and done, I think he'll be in about that quarterback 6 to 8 range for me, which is not a huge vote of confidence for myself when I'm looking at the quarterbacks that I want to put on my roster, simply because of the fact that when you're talking where he's being drafted, that's a 5th round type of pick. And if I'm going with a 5th round quarterback, I want more upside than that. And what I mean by that is I want a guy that is going to be finishing as, QB1, QB2, QB3 on the year type of thing. And I don't necessarily see that happening when you're talking Russell Wilson this year.